Hey guys, Nick Biddle here. Hope you're doing well. Coming at you with this week's drip. And this week, right now, I'm in Corn, Oklahoma. You can probably see the wheat in my back glass is turning, and we are starting to cut wheat here in Oklahoma. So there's a lot of combines that have started up the last couple of days and into this next week. It's going to really pick up around here. But last week I was in Boston. I was in Boston for just a couple of days. I was doing the commencement address at the IBEW's, it was Local 103's JTC graduation. They had about 250 graduates and about 1,000 people in the room, and I got to address them. That was a great event. And while I was in Boston, my client told me, you got to go have lunch at Top of the Hub. Well, Top of the Hub is, it's got the famous views of Boston. It's on about the 50th, 52nd floor of the Prudential Tower, and it's just got these panoramic views. And I was noticing while I was having lunch, which was quite pricey, I might add, but I had a view of Fenway Park. And I did a little research on Fenway Park, and some of the things that I learned were pretty interesting. A lot of history with the Boston Red Sox and Fenway Park. But Fenway Park in 1965 had two games where they had sold less than 500 tickets per game. And this month we're going through famous failures, and even though last week with Walt Disney, that was a little more well-known failure, I thought, man, let's do something on Fenway Park, because 500 tickets sold, less than 500 tickets sold, with seating capacity of little over 33,000. If that's not a failure, I don't know what is. Now, what's also interesting is after that terrible attendance, that terrible season, in 2013, Fenway Park also set the record for the most consecutive sellouts. The most consecutive sellouts. And the sellout record was 794. And if you add postseason games, they had another, I think 26 games. It was 820 consecutive games where they were sold out. There are going to be times in your life where you have a bad year. You're going to have a bad job. If you're running work, there's going to be, sometimes it just isn't going to go right. And if you're not running work, if you're just getting started, there's going to be days, there's going to be weeks where things just don't go right. But man, don't give up. Don't give up. As we talk through failures this month, I'm going to tell you story after story of individuals who persevered. And Fenway Park is no different. To go from an embarrassing less than 500 tickets sold to today still holding the record for the most consecutive sellouts. Too often when we meet some adversity, when we get frustrated, when we get knocked down, we want to quit. And I want to challenge you to dust yourself off and get back on the horse. When you get knocked down, get back up, because I really believe your best days are still ahead, whatever that is. Recently had a client out on the West Coast call me, and he had a foreman that was really struggling and had a job that went bad. And he said, Nick, what should I do? And I said, whatever you do, don't let him quit, because you just invested all that money in him. And we're going to have jobs that go bad, but when something goes bad, I want you to learn from it. I want you to correct the mistakes, but I want you to get back up. Keep fighting. Guys, that's it for this week's Strip. Until next time, take care.